morning.
Let's be honest, that last one where he's like sleeping at the global summit is pretty based. Like that one makes me like him a little bit more.
Did you guys see the one yesterday, or I don't know? It was earlier this week, I guess.
Where he's
him,
on the
like,
stage.
On stage.
Yeah,
just,
that's why I use this for the intro. These intros are strategic. They're not just random and haphazard. I do things on purpose.
Yeah,
I caught your drift.
I don't know.
See,
I figured you would put
Mr.
that
President,
in
thank
intro,
you. Mr. President, thank you. Please get off the stage.
Yeah, because it makes for a good segue into Joe Biden wanders off.
What is he doing with his arms, his hands?
At the end of such a momentous event, the word thank you seems kind of inadequate. But for all the millions whose lives will be saved, for the communities where life will be transformed, thank you. So thank you, President Biden, for your outstanding.
Get off the stage, old man.
Yeah, what's going on?
It's
with
wild.
This,
Look at the arms.
He does this a lot.
What's up with that? I know. Why? Like, is that like a... Like, what is that?
Is this like the Bob Dole holding the pencil thing? Like, remember Bob Dole held a pencil because his...
When he fell off stage?
No.
That's all I remember from Bob Dole.
So... Whenever Bob Dole was doing speeches and stuff, something about his arm and his hand. I think when he was in the military, he had like nerve damage, and so like he had limited function of his arm and his hand. So he always had a pencil in his hand, so it looked like he was like getting ready to write something.
I think it's his pacifier. So you know how we all have like these nervous tics. Mine is doing this thing all the time. Like, he just pretends that he's caressing a little young girl.
That's what I was thinking. If you look at it, that's like right shoulder level, you know. We've all seen the pictures of him with his hands on little girl's shoulders. So
there it is. That right there is where he's looking for a hit.
Squeezing the neck. He's just getting ready.
Yeah. All this time, we thought he was like pretending he was shaking hands with people, and really, he's just like caressing the hair of a 7-year-old.
What was her name? Ashley Biden. What was her name? What's her name?
It's one of them.
Right there,
his wife is the worst person alive.
She's like, that's kind of scary stuff.
Like, clearly he doesn't know what's going on 75-80% of the time, but she still seems with it, and the fact that she just like puts him through this.
Well, the fact too that she didn't like say anything about any of the stuff he's done with his kids. Yeah. That was the angle I was going with. Yeah, elder abuse is up there too, I guess.
Which number what, Corey? You gotta be more specific. I'm glad to see that you figured out how to allow us to see your name on Facebook again. Thank you. I appreciate that.
What's the context that the mainstream puts us in? Like, what is he doing? Like, how do they explain this away?
Oh, this is the third Biden. This is the one that they put up on stage just to as a prop. Like, this isn't speech giving Biden. Speech giving Biden's number 2. And so, you got just like general walking around Biden. That's Biden number 1. And then you got like signing shit Biden, and that's Biden number 4. This is Biden number 3.
I don't know the answer to Clyde's question. I don't watch CNN or any of these things, so I don't know how they present it anymore.
They ignore it. Nobody talks about it. Anytime
it was with the bike, it was like, oh, he had toe clips, you know, like. And I've seen things before, like, oh, it's this or it's that, it's this, you know, these little things that are kind of insignificant. It's like, okay, I could buy that. And I just was curious, how do you explain, like,
what are toe clips
on a bike?
Oh, he was stuck in his,
like when he fell off the bike.
Yeah.
Somebody said he had like toe clips or toe straps or something, and he wasn't used to riding like that, so he didn't get his foot out.
Gotcha.
Which I've done before. You know, it's always fun. Just kind of slowly.
Makes
fall.
that exact sound too.
Yeah. What sound?
Nothing. I can't say anything because of that.
Say it.
Oh, man.
I'm just glad Mark finally got a
Showed up.
padded thing to sit his coffee cup on.
It's the
So,
same one. I'm just less aggressive.
what kind of coffee cup do you have? Like, I like this cup, and I spent a decent amount of money on
This
it.
one.
And, yeah, I mean, like, do you have to bang it so hard? I would be worried I would chip it, and I don't.
I don't think he has like a marble
My,
countertop like you do. Like one of those.
My like extremities
Not a
don't
marble
work
countertop.
don't
It's
work
just-
so well in the morning. Like everything is either.
Yeah.
I was gonna say too
You,
soft.
you have
too
you
hard,
have you
but I
have
don't
trouble
know.
with extremities in the morning.
That one in
There's
particular.
no happy
It's
medium.
always giving him problems in the morning. It makes it difficult to pee and whatnot. Stephen, I'm not drinking your coffee because you sent me beans, and my wife will not use the bean grinder, so she just made whatever coffee she normally makes, and I will be having your coffee on Sunday morning because I won't be home tomorrow morning.
Why can't you use the bean grinder?
Well, the coffee's already made. Like, it's a full pot. What am I going to do? Dump a full pot of coffee out, grind the beans, and then make a new pot of coffee?
If you're grinding
waste.
beans, you should probably be like French pressing those beans and not like just putting them in your Mr. Coffee mineralized drip machine that's 10 years old and smells like shit.
He
I'm just
did.
saying.
He did admit on the show one time he has never cleaned his coffee maker out.
Well,
Do you
no,
remember
I've
that?
never cleaned it. That's for sure. But it's not 10 years old. This one's 4 years old, and it's not a Mr. Coffee. It's a nice. I got tired of going through a Mr. Coffee every 2 years, and I was like, I'm gonna get a nice coffee maker. So I did.
Till one of the kids breaks it.
But yeah, we do have a French press. I may do that.
The other day I couldn't
You're
find
awesome.
my bean grinder, and I was like, oh, maybe this smoothie thing.
Bean
will
grinders.
grind
And Justin
for me.
pulls
We
out
lost
the
the
meat stick.
quarterback. What?
I only heard something about the quarterback. I don't know what you said, Clyde.
I said you lost the quarterback. That's not good.
Jeez, he's retarded. No, you started talking about bean grinder, and Justin pulled out the meat stick, and it was just like it's like
Grinders.
subconscious, like I
Grinder
need
is
my meat.
spelled with an ER, not just the R.
Mm,
This is my breakfast.
big meat stick. It's probably a healthy breakfast. Just lots of protein,
No.
Well, we're gonna after we get done with this, we're gonna finish putting up a fence and then
Oof.
take a shower, and we're going to Chicago for
Why would you do that?
Johnny Profita's in town from Mexico, so we're gonna go hang out with him. It's his birthday.
He
this week.
heard he can commit any crime in Chicago and get away with it, so he's going to go test it out.
I did. They're going to allow you to, what was it? Verbally abuse or maybe even physically abuse like public officials. You can do things to public officials. So
Be careful with the verbal abuse because I think that'll fall under a terroristic threat, and that's not covered in that laundry list of things. It has to be a violent crime.
As long as I say this is MAGA country, I'm good.
Yeah, go ahead and throw out an N-bomb while you're at it too.
Yeah.
Plan on spending some time on the south side of Chicago and just run around and yelling the N-word over and over again.
Spending some time on a fence post.
Been needing to put this 380 to practice. So.
Say hi to Lori for me.
Speaking of Lori,
I want the watchers of YouTube to know that Clyde and I are not complicit.
complicit with what?
Are we back on YouTube?
N-word? Yes, we've been back all week.
Yeah.
More so the 380 being put to use, but
start calling him Kyle. Going looking for trouble across state lines.
he drove across state lines.
Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot tells McDonald's CEO to educate himself after
That's
he
not
warns-
Lori Lightfoot, that picture
that's
there,
not.
unless she had a major
I don't think that's the McDonald's CEO either. If it's a he.
There you go.
I didn't want to see her, but
Bubble, bubble, bubble.
that's definitely
Old
her.
Beta Fish herself.
She is a mascot of this show at this point.
What is wrong? Like what? God, I can't stop staring. Oh.
I found out the other day that she went to the University of Michigan, and that made me a little bummed out.
I'm gonna get that like tattooed on my backside.
What are you
That
getting
her
tattooed
face.
on your
Her face.
Say the University of
This
Michigan
exact picture.
logo or tattoo.
Yeah, I mean, look at that face. How can you not stare at that? It's like one of those images you just like.
Yeah, so next time you fall off the bike, because we all know you're riding that thing around naked, people just get this in their face.
Yeah, that'd be good. You'd appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot fired back at the CEO of McDonald's after he highlighted the difficulty rising crime in the city has caused for his business, telling him he needs to educate himself on the matter. See, according to Lori, rising crime is not the reason that businesses are failing. I think
It's probably silver lining.
Stick figure went away.
For the McDonald's CEO to educate himself before he spoke. McDonald's CEO Chris, whatever that name is, warned in a speech at the Economic Club of Chicago luncheon last week that it was time to face facts and acknowledge that companies have been leaving the city over the past year due in part to rising crime.
Justin, you clearly do not want to do your own roof.
I don't do roofs.
Yeah. You've been looking up places to do your roof. Sorry, continue with the article. I got distracted by it. Two roofing companies.
Ads.
There was a little stick figure over here to my right.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
I was wondering what was going on.
The fact is, there are fewer large companies headquartered in Chicago this year than last year. There are fewer this month than last month. He also said that the rising crime is hurting his company's ability to recruit top talent, and that employees have been hesitant to return to work at the downtown headquarters due to crime concerns.
So, I mean, top talent, I'm not sure really applies to McDonald's, but a silver lining is like you get these like, unhealthy food choices away from, these impoverished, uneducated populations, and they're going to be healthier, right?
Are you telling me that the inner city gangs are playing 4D chess? Like they're trying to improve the health of their communities by like ramping up the crime rates and driving?
No, I don't think they've thought that far. They're still playing like checkers.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like a natural outcome.
This isn't like organized crime back in the day. I don't think they're as sophisticated as they once were.
No.
Unfortunately for you, Justin, you can't join. And if you did join, it wouldn't be as fun as you might think.
You're going to join the wrong kind of gang. They go after those people. We were talking about this the other day. Your gang's going to have a roster, and FBI is going to pick that up.
Have I told y'all the story about the Hells Angels?
Oh, here we go.
Let me take a nibble of my meat stick and tell you about the Hells Angels.
All right. So there's a Hells Angels clubhouse not far from my parents' house. And,
these are the motorcycle guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Guy who lived right down the road from us, he was the North American representative to the Hells Angels International one year. So he had probably done some shit. But anyway, there's a pretty prominent Hells Angels clubhouse there down the road. And when I used to do shipping, we would get like shipments going to Mexico. We would get tracking on it as they made their trip across the country. And I loaded this truck up that afternoon and it left. And I got my first notification like 6 o'clock that evening that this truck was taking a break in Crutchfield, Kentucky. So there's literally nothing in Crutchfield except for the Hells Angels clubhouse. And you don't just like happen to accidentally end up in Crutchfield. Like you have to take an exit and take a few different turns to get there. I was like, This dude is picking up something to take to Mexico.
What were you putting on the truck? Because maybe he
No,
was getting rid
plastic.
of some of the stuff on the truck.
Plastic pellets. I guarantee you, nobody in the Hells Angels clubhouse in Crutchfield, Kentucky, had any use for plastic pellets.
Maybe they were
What's
trying to build
the-
their own Chuck E. Cheese or making a ball pit.
What's the movie when Jennifer Aniston and what's his face have to truck a bunch of drugs over the Mexican border?
What?
I have no idea.
I don't know. They go down to Mexico. He acts like Jennifer Aniston is his wife, and then they act like they have two kids, two teenage kids, and they have
Who is
to-
he?
I can't remember
Oh.
his name.
Meet the Millers or We're the Millers.
Yeah.
We're the
It's
Millers.
actually
Yeah,
kind of a funny movie.
it was really funny.
Never heard of it.
Also, I don't know much about Hell's Angels, but when I watched Charlie's Angels back in the day as a 13-year-old boy, I wanted to join that club.
So Lightfoot says that Kim Zinsky or whatever the dude's name is wrong. That she has a letter from the World Business Chicago president Michael Fasnat. Golly, what's up with all
These aren't
fucking
real
names?
people.
I'm starting to wonder myself.
Kim Zinsky, Lightfoot, and Fasnext. Yeah.
He lays out. She says he lays out in exact detail all the good news and economic news that's happening in our city.
There he is.
There's the CEO
Oh,
of
Kim.
McDonald's.
Well, no wonder McDonald's has gone to trash. Look at that guy.
He's never
He'll
ever
soon
eat there.
all be a vegan.
I mean,
Why does it say
I don't
Illinois? Was McDonald's established in Illinois?
It says billions and billions served, but one of the B's.
Oh, and that's definitely not how you spell Illinois.
That's not Illinois. You were really
Illinois.
close, though. It was a good
Illinois.
effort.
oh jeez.
Thought you had a private school education.
Look, it's still too early, man. I figure since this was a Chicago story, I don't know.
So anyway, I won't be eating at McDonald's in Chicago this weekend anyway. But
That's probably a good thing. I haven't had McDonald's in a long time, man.
I'll stop in for breakfast if it's been like a long night and I don't have any reason that I need to be home at 7:30 on the nose to start a morning show.
They have all those cool overpass restaurant things near Chicago,
What?
and McDonald's is a part of them.
I have no idea
know
what
what
that
I'm talking
means. No.
You know what I'm talking about,
What-
Justin?
Yes, I think I do.
What's an overpass? Like restaurant? What?
So they're what is it called? Like a service station? I don't know. Like it's not
Like
like
off a
the
highway?
side. Yeah, it's like hanging.
Oh.
It's like over the highway, and you can like eat your McDonald's or your Panda Express or Starbucks or whatever, looking down as the cars go underneath you.
That's kind of weird.
It's unique.
I've never heard of such a thing.
For
It's
people
like a
who
good way for something to go horribly wrong and
Well,
hundreds of people die.
that's probably
for
the
people who
point.
enjoy traffic.
Chicagoans.
Yeah.
Did they just like run out of space or something? Like what? Why would you do this?
I have no idea. It's
Say,
they still have the
rest-
gas stations off to the side.
rest stop with
Those
food.
are not on the overpass.
Down here in the South, we just call that a Buc-ee's.
Do you guys have something called Scooters Coffee?
No.
Sounds like there might be some repercussions from that.
There might be. I think it's a chain, but I have never heard of it before. And there's one going up nearby, and I was like, "Where is this located?"
Never heard of it. They're putting in a truck stop around here, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it's really
No,
nice.
that'd be good for you.
And it's called the Lucky Lady. I'm kind of like,
Oh, like a diner too.
I don't know.
It's going to be a truck stop, a
I guess-
diner. You're going to
yeah.
have the showers. That way, when you get done with what you're doing in the back room, you can just
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a
the
front
showers
for
are for patrons and truckers.
a bunch of lot lizards running around, truckers, and
There's a place called the 76th Street Diner near here, and it's hooked up to a truck stop. It's open 24/7. Me and the quarterback once went there at like 3 a.m. and we walked in. Everybody looked at us like, "You guys don't belong here." It's like, look, we're just trying to get food.
Y'all have like Huddle House or Waffle
did they
House?
borrow her?
They did not.
No, that's good.
We ordered out. I decided not to eat inside the place.
Do y'all have Huddle House or Waffle House up north?
There are like no Huddle House. Waffle House are very few and far between. They're a little bit south of here.
That's a blessing.
I've never been in a Waffle House.
That's good. That's good. Everybody. I don't know. They're crap.
Huddle
I
House
went
is
once. They
better.
took my food
Huddle
away.
House is better if you want some real like high quality white trash breakfast food.
What's the difference between Huddle House and Waffle House? Like, is there any real difference?
Waffle House is a little more classy.
I feel like
Yes.
Waffle House is the one where I always see like fights from Waffle House at like 3 a.m.
Didn't
all
we
over
talk
Friday.
about the article a few weeks ago where the chick said she's going to stop going to Waffle House with her boyfriend because he keeps going and ordering eggs and
He
the
keeps
cook
getting the
making
eggs.
This
raw.
story again.
And so then he and the cook get in a fist fight. Like the cook is learning how to make eggs in all of these different ways other than the way he wants his eggs and like just sending them to him wrong every time, and then they get in a fist fight over it. Like,
Yeah.
I want that kind of a relationship with somebody. I think where I can just show up and we know that we're gonna fight when this is over with. Like,
I just can't wrap my head around being so specific about your eggs. Like I said in the show when we covered this, I can eat eggs anyway.
Just
I'm
suck
telling
'em
you,
out.
the guy just wanted to look for fights. He just needed that conflict, which is fine.
well, you know, Mark mentioned the quarterback, so we can talk about this quarterback.
Brett,
Mississippi welfare scandal spreads well beyond Brett Favre.
what is this all about?
If you paid attention to any of the multiple chats we have going on,
Yeah, that's why I stopped paying
It's
attention
in
because
there.
there were like 14 of them.
There are
Well, it's in there.
2, maybe 3.
There's kind of 3.
Also, I saw some messages in there this morning. There was something about your underwear. I decided to log out.
Yeah. So tell us what's up, Justin.
All right,
Talk about
so
my underwear.
there's I can't remember the exact number now. There's several hundreds of millions of dollars that were supposed to be going to impoverished and low income families in Mississippi, and what was his official title?
He was the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, then of the Jets, and then of the Minnesota Vikings.
No, not him.
He played for the
Yeah,
Vikings and the Jets.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
The director of the Department of Health and Human Services in the state of Mississippi was taking this money and basically doling it out to famous people and friends of his and not actually sending it where it was supposed to be going. So like,
I'm kind of curious how you do that. Like how does that not get audited?
it's discretionary funds. So that,
Okay.
there's actually, I was looking at a different article and I don't have it pulled up because it's more like nuts and bolts details, but this is something that has been brought up by state legislatures before, that like the way the funding is set up for this, because it's federal funding that is then sent to the state to be distributed as they see fit. So it's not very well monitored, and so this kind of thing happens a lot more than what you would expect. Well, maybe not more than what you would expect, but more than it probably should. So like Favre got 1.1 million for doing, and like the way it's on the books is for doing speaking engagements and stuff like that.
So Magoo is being serious. Okay.
Yeah. Ted DiBiase, former professional wrestler,
$1 million man.
Yeah, the $1 million man. He got a bunch of money. There was a football player that got a bunch of money.
I saw something about a volleyball stadium.
Yeah.
Which seems kind of gay. Like,
11.
What's Brett Favre going to put?
11 million or 15 million, something like that, went to the University of Southern Mississippi to build a new volleyball stadium, which that's Favre's alma mater. So, yeah, it's like Brett Favre is like the highlight name for the whole thing because it's Favre. But like the real story is that it's this former director of the Department of Health and Human Services who was doing all of this, and he's going to jail for it. Like he confessed, or he had he pled guilty. So like he's gonna actually go to jail. Like he was embezzling. It was in the hundreds of millions.
Is there any difference in like giving government dollars to U.S. citizens to build volleyball courts and like funding Nazis in Ukraine?
The
government money? I mean, like, because we don't have a choice, right? They take the money from us and then they give it to wherever. I'd rather the money stay here than, arm Nazis.
You make a valid point.
Was this being diverted away from people who actually like signed up to receive the money, or is the money already like predetermined where it's going, and it was diverted
from the way they make it sound? It sounds like it was money that was supposed to go to like needy families and people who are on welfare, but that's like all of Mississippi.
That's like
And it's like the lowest cost of living in the country. It's not like they need that much money anyway. I think they can afford to give up a few million for a volleyball court at the University of Southern Miss. If
I feel like Brett Favre could set up, I don't know how you work around the tax code with this stuff, but Brett Favre could set up his own little mutual aid society thing where he could, if this is like really what he wanted to get into. Right.
I mean, he's donated
some people.
He's donated some millions to the University of Southern Miss as well, of his own money. I mean, well, maybe of his own money. now that we're seeing this, but yeah, I mean, he's donated a lot of money to the University of Southern Miss. And if the black community would focus less on basketball and start taking some of those jumping abilities and putting it towards volleyball, there are all kinds of volleyball scholarships to be had. They could pack the entire University of Southern Miss volleyball team and take advantage of all of those facilities.
You ever watched volleyball though?
Yes.
You like it. You like volleyball. Shoot.
I do. I like volleyball.
I hate that sport with a passion. Unless it's beach volleyball, but there are different reasons. I don't actually play it.
Our girls volleyball team was like really good in high school, and then because they were trying to even out the sports, I think, because there was like, I don't know, but we ended up getting a boys volleyball team. I think they did fairly well, but it was weird to see like a guys volleyball team. Like, I don't know, it just struck me as different.
Yeah,
it's almost like the guys on the cheer team. Like it's only one step removed.
Yeah, but I feel like the guys on the cheer team are a little less, they're there because they're copping a cheap feel. Like,
they're either gay or they're, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. They're the guys that go on to become like OBs,
I'd say like collegiate and professional, professional, like the ones who play in the Olympics and stuff, men's volleyball players are basically like the gigantic tall dudes who can't play basketball. They're all like 6'4" to 6'10" and can jump through the roof, but they're also all like really uncoordinated looking white dudes that
They
I
they get
guarantee
fouled once. They're like, "Are you allowed to do that?"
yeah, like I guarantee you they couldn't throw a beach ball in the ocean, but you put a volleyball 10 feet off the ground and they're gonna spike the ever loving fuck out of it.
Maybe
You
that's
ever-
why I hate volleyball. It's just because I'm 5'9", basically Joe Rogan's height.
Yeah, you probably couldn't get over the net, could you? Like no spiking from
I
Mark.
can spike. I just have to jump high.
Mark, could you get rim?
Jobs, yes.
There was a stretch there as a junior in high school where it was that close. And then I had a little bit of a knee injury that year and haven't been able to jump high since.
Yeah, I could stick my elbow in the rim my senior year of high school, and then I messed up my ankle, and it would come back every once in a while, but it wasn't consistent.
Was
never
Murray
had
State
an
and Murray
opportunity.
State and Southern Miss, are they in the same conference?
No, I don't know what Southern Miss is in. Murray's in the OVC, or was in the OVC. I think they're changing conferences this year.
All right,
I almost
enough
said
Homer
Morgan
talk.
State.
What else we got?
Clyde's tired of the sports stuff. Well,
Don't you guys do a separate show for that anyway? Like, that I'm
we'll
never
let you on
invited
one of
to?
these days if you learn something about.
Yeah, we should bring Clyde on. He's just sitting there like, so what do you think about that, Clyde? I don't know. I guess that wouldn't be any different than this show.
Exactly the same as what we get here. Speaking of rim jobs,
Jeez.
Good morning.
the Fed to reset the U.S. housing market through a difficult correction. 5 things to know about the plan. Clyde, what are the 5 things we need to know?
I don't know, man.
You sent the article.
I did.
Does this
It was
mean they're
too
not
much.
like
It's too much to read.
manufacturing low interest rates and they're actually allowing them
So-
to rise?
One of the issues, because he was fairly vague about it, in terms of like what he's actually going to do, and so I think they end up like there's not a lot of inventory right now, so they want to get more inventory. So that means lowering value of your home, right, and making it harder to get a home. So I think that's what we're looking at. I don't know if that means they're going to raise interest rates so people can't get loans. I don't know what that means. It's not going to be pretty.
What kind of interest rates
Got
does
them.
BlackRock get? Are they buying homes outright?
I don't know. They got money. They just buy them outright, I'm sure. Because I remember for a while they were buying them like above market value. I doubt you're getting. I don't know.
I'm just kind of perusing through these.
We wondered if you had anything to add, but
Not really. I mean, it's what we've kind
Have
of
you seen
known
that
was gonna
map?
happen,
Have you
right? Like
guys-
they're gonna start raising interest rates. As soon as they start raising interest rates, that means people are gonna stop borrowing money. And one of the main things in this country that people borrow money for is to buy a house. Also, like you said, there is a shortage of available
that
houses
sounds
right
good
now.
to me, actually. But
Yeah, I mean it is. That's the way that we actually get a return to something that's resembles not complete economic
Yeah.
collapse, but it's gonna cause a huge downturn in the economy. Like there's gonna be a big downturn. We've already got a recession, whether Karine Jean-Pierre wants to call it a recession or not. We've got one. This is going to push that further along, but like I talked about this before with my like conspiracy theory on why I think the Republicans take the House in November, and I think the Republicans win the presidency in 2024, because in order to actually course correct any of this, you've got to raise interest rates. You got to push a massive recession, borderline depression, and run everything completely into the ground for about 6 years, probably, to kind of get a hard reset. And then you can kind of start to trend back up. And that's when the Democrats are going to flip the script and come back into power. It's like, hey, look, they fucked all this up, but we're gonna fix it. And then, and the natural course of things, when stuff starts to get better, then they're like, hey, see, we fixed it. I mean, granted, probably within 10 years they'll tank it again, but
my thing is like when you do that, like with the housing, right? You devalue people's homes. Like, what's that going to do for taxes, right?
my taxes damn well better go down.
Yeah, or they're going to raise the rate on the taxes because they still need that money, right? Like your school still needs that money, the town still needs that money. Like, are you going to get hit on both sides? You know, I don't know. I would just get out of it. You know, like let the interest rates do what they will. Let the lenders, you know, decide.
That makes too much sense, Clay. Come on, man.
No. But we'll see what happens, I guess. Be a good
Speaking of
time
public
to buy,
schools,
maybe.
pretty sure this
Save
guy
that.
went to a public school, not Gingrich, the other one.
He's still alive, huh?
Who is that? Is that Gingrich?
Yeah.
You have no thoughts about the committee
Your
itself?
top 3 issues that will drive voters.
I think you're the one who just. The fact is, I've said to you 3 or 4 times, you don't talk about it. You don't seem to try the phrase, don't talk about it. But
Your top 3.
movement for government.
Gingrich just told this dude he thinks he has a learning disability.
Is that what he said? I can't tell what he said.
I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah,
he
the
said.
mics are shitty on this. So the guy asked Gingrich, what do you think about the J6 committee?
Look at the mic she's holding. Sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Hey, you know, that's probably, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, there's
Yeah,
something else
we all
wrong
know
with
where
it.
you're going with that and where she's going with
Right. So anyway, this guy asked Gingrich what he thinks of the J6 committee, and Gingrich goes, I think you've got a learning disability or something. He's like, I've told you, I don't talk about that. I'm like, is there something not connecting up here?
That's good.
What do y'all think of Gingrich? What, I know that, like, you know, when Clinton was president, it was all the like, well, if Clinton gets impeached, then it'll be Gore, and if they can get rid of Gore, then it'll be Gingrich. But nobody wants Gingrich because he's so terrible. But what was so terrible about him?
I don't know. I probably would have preferred Gingrich over McCain in 2008. Weren't they in the same? He was running then too, right? Or was he in
Was he?
2012?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, maybe Gingrich over Romney in 12.
There were a half a dozen candidates that were better than McCain in 08, and that's what we got. So
I don't know anything about the man.
Clyde got really mad about that. He
did.
He really slammed the cup down on that one. Fuck John McCain. What branch of the military was McCain in? Anybody remember?
Branch
CIA.
gets captured. He's not a hero. He got captured.
Thank you, Mark Trump. Well, I don't
Look,
know.
I
if
like
it
my
was-
heroes to not get captured, okay?
I don't know if it was the Air Force or not, but the Air Force Academy cadets are told to stop using gendered terms like mom and dad.
Oh my god, I can't. I can't.
Like for their own moms and dads?
It's like, period. Like, no more gendered terms. Don't be using the he, she, mom, dad, sir, man.
How do you refer to people?
This is my birthing person, and this is my sperm.
But I mean, just like in general conversation, when you're like talking about, you know, Billy down the road, like, are we done using any sort of pronouns now? Like, the redundancy is just going to be like, oh my god.
Oh, here we go. The U.S. Air Force Academy is reportedly instructing its cadets to avoid using gendered terms such as mom and dad or boyfriend and girlfriend in its diversity and inclusion training. The training tells cadets that they should seek to include all genders using person-centered language and recognize diverse family information in the language they use.
We had
Some
a neighbor
families-
friend. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Some
thought you were
families
done.
are headed by single parents, grandparents, foster parents, 2 moms, 2 dads, etc. So considered parent or caregiver instead of mom and dad. The presentation states use words that include all genders, like folks or y'all instead of guys. Partner versus boyfriend or girlfriend.
See, I always thought guys was kind of like a
Yankee bullshit. Hey, you
No,
guys.
just not like a gendered specific, right? Like it was a group of people. It didn't have a gender.
Yeah, that's how I use it.
Now, if you say this
Yankee.
guy, it's like specific. But plural guys is like, Spanish ellos, right? It's plural. It means male, female. It's, could be anybody. It's a group of them.
I'm just going to refer to people as Volk, the German Volk with the V.
I'm just gonna call everybody fags from now on. Just be like, what's
Well,
up, fags?
I mean, that basically happens already, but
Well, like the difference between guy and guys is like, the difference between gay and gay. Like there's
there's two definitions of gay. Rarely ever use the happy one.
Do we know the etymology of the word faggot? Like, how did that? Because it used to mean like a
It's
bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
So when did it become like a derogatory slang term?
And isn't there some cigarette association with fag?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
British slang for us. Yeah, that's British slang for a cigarette.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
is it well, because you put it in your mouth. Is it not obvious why a bundle of sticks and that became the gay thing? I mean, it's a bunch of phallic-shaped objects rubbing together.
2Bits in the comments. I think he smokes fag sometimes.
Yes, he is. He is definitely a fag smoker.
I mean, I get. Is that really it though, Justin? It just seems like that's kind of a stretch. It's not like a
Look, I'm not Googling why is faggot the word for gay people. Like, it's not going on my search history, so y'all can figure that out.
I don't know. I think slang is interesting, any kind of slang and seeing like how it became this thing. It's a curious adventure.
Man, he just took that joke. Took it a little further.
He took it all the way. But to the point that he had made in this comment, sounds like a wonderful way to make cadets confident in the military leadership. I was looking at an article yesterday that talked about the severely declining military enrollments, and like that's one of the big things is that a lot of the military comes from relatively poor rural white people, and they're not feeling like the military really represents them or wants them anymore. And also, like when you've got shit like this going on, people look at that and they're like, I don't really want to be on board with that. That's not that doesn't align with my ideals and everything. That's why I think it's laughable, the idea that in the event of Civil War II, that the U.S. military is just going to come to the rescue of the U.S. government. Like, I feel like there's going to be a pretty significant number of defectors there.
Yeah.
I feel like if there's like pockets of Civil War II, it's because the U.S. military is just standing by, right? Like they're not really directly involved, anyways.
Whatever, in like every military base in Kentucky, they're just going to open up the gates and be like, "Come on, guys, let's get some shit."
This is your hope, at least.
I mean, I already know the guys. I just need them to open the fucking gates.
Get all the swords he wants.
I was thinking of getting me one of them Jeeps, but whatever.
That would be cool.
I guess.
Mount a turret on the top of it. I just want to mount a turret on my house. Like have like a escape hatch through the roof, and I just jump up there, and I've got a roof mounted turret. And just So what's happening tomorrow?
Saturday.
The
I'm gonna
world's
play
ending
basketball
September
at 7
24th.
a.m. again. Oh, I did hear there's some sort of
Wait.
September 24th thing. It's my ex's birthday tomorrow.
What is it? What?
Make sure you call and wish her go fuck yourself.
I thought about it. Not that, just to hey, happy birthday.
Not the yourself part.
Enjoy
He's
31
gonna help.
while I'm still in my 30th year.
What is tomorrow? What's the 24th? What is this?
The world's ending or something.
Which
For the
calendar is this?
umpteenth time. This is the calendar of the gays.
Okay.
Who was it? It was some world leader said that everybody's going to remember where they were on September 24th. Like something's about to happen.
If it's Biden, then I don't know that we should put much stock in it.
No, I want to say it was the South Korean president, but he also had some other stuff that he said that has got him making headlines.
Does South Korea have a president? Like, is he?
Yes.
Yes.
No, like, is he actually a president of his country? I feel like South Korea is just another extension of global homo.
Oh yeah, he's totally a CIA puppet. But I mean, I wish I had the audio.
I guess
and I
at
don't.
this point.
Does the audio exist, or did they scrub it?
I'm sure they scrubbed it. Let's see. Already battling record low approval ratings, South Korea's president Yoon Suk Yeol has landed in trouble again after his disparaging. Did I say that right, Clyde?
It sounded good.
You're the
I don't know.
Korean.
I can't see it. Hold on. Let me make it
Yoon
full
Suk
screen.
Yeol. I'm going with that. Has landed in trouble again after disparaging remarks about key ally, the United States, were caught on a hot mic. Yoon, a political novice who took office in May, is in New York for the United Nations General Assembly and chatted on Wednesday with Joe Biden during a photo op at the Global Fund, where the U.S. president had just pledged $6 billion. How could Biden not lose damn face if these fuckers do not pass it in Congress? Yoon was caught saying to his aides afterwards in a video that went viral in South Korea.
Obviously, hasn't been paying attention to Biden's presidency thus far. He's worried about losing face there. I mean, like, you know.
Fuckers became the number one trending topic on South Korean Twitter on Thursday.
I'm never gonna not think of this. Makes me laugh. Stop talking that baby language. Well, that's funny. Anyways,
Yoon's crude comments appear to refer to Mr. Biden's drive to increase U.S. funding to the Global Fund, which would require congressional approval. The fund is a global healthcare initiative founded more than 2 decades ago to battle HIV and tuberculosis around the world, but which now works to ensure access to healthcare for people across the developing world. So we are now taking care of healthcare for everybody across the world. Not that
I mean, haven't we always though?
yeah, I think it's been the case for a
part of
while.
the course.
Is September a big month for things happening? I think this is something I've seen.
Well,
It's like the vernal equinox, right?
September
Vernal.
11th has been like, we all
Yeah,
think of
that's
9/11
September,
because of that, but September 11th has historically been a day when shit went down.
Benghazi was September 11th too, right?
I think that's right. There have been multiple, either like throughout history, like dating back to the 13 and 1400s. There have been multiple assassination attempts or assassinations successfully carried out on like different kings and stuff like that. Like 9/11 is the day when everybody goes and tries to kill folks.
Well, the
This is
5th of
why Green
November
Day
was
had-
supposed to be September 11th. But it ended up
That's
getting
why they made.
pushed
That's
back
why
a
they
little
made
bit.
911
That's why it didn't work.
the emergency hotline number.
That would make sense. That's why Green Day sings the song "Wake Me Up When September Ends."
Yeah, because nothing good happens in September. They know they're part of the Illuminati or whatever.
They're part of something.
We'll see. I don't know. If it all ends, it ends. Yeah.
That's a good
Right.
outlook to have.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Hang on, we got something from let's see, Distractify. September 24th is going viral, but what's supposed to happen on that date? Online chatter seems to fall into a series of regular patterns. There are death hoaxes, viral screw ups, and plenty of other trends that seem to pop up with some regularity. Amongst these trends is one which date goes viral because it's supposed to mean the end of the world is coming. The latest date to go viral for that reason is September 24th.
September is
People-
also prime like hurricane.
Did they get
month
like
in certain
AI to
places.
write this article? Because it doesn't make any damn sense.
Let's see. Well, maybe I'm just not good at reading out loud.
Did we find out what those alligators were up to? Sorry.
what alligators?
There are a bunch of alligators on a beach. People are like, well, these alligators know some sort of storm that's coming that we have not been able to find.
Oh.
It wasn't in the U.S. It was some
What do you?
island.
No, there was a video, or there was like a full shot video of that where it's
They're
a
plastic
river.
alligators.
No, it's a river, and there was something on the other riverbank. Like they all normally they're
Crocodiles.
just out in the river, but there was something on the other bank, and it scared all of them, and so they just loaded up that side of the bank.
Just the
It
Loch
was-
Ness monster. Nothing
Those
big.
hippos.
Yeah, like it was. I think it was Bigfoot fucking a Yeti or something. Like, yeah, I mean, and I understand. I'd probably
So
wanna
you
go to
and
the-
Steph. over there.
She's not as hairy as I am. Thank God.
You have to apologize to her again.
Sorry.
Who's beating her in fantasy football this weekend?
I don't know.
I think she's got Nutter this weekend.
I don't
I
know
got
whether
them-
it be Clyde.
I got them
last
crack
week.
hose. Yeah, barely.
It was a barely.
If
Good
I
effort.
man, I got like 4 guys that are like not playing or questionable, whatever the hell that means. But like, man, does that always happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They,
people always get injured.
Brady was listed questionable for like 12 straight years for a time, and he played every game.
If they miss a practice during the week, they're listed as questionable.
No, but these are guys that get drugged off the field, right? Like got an ankle
No,
injury,
not necessarily.
Those guys
Like,
got
don't come
ribs
back,
hurt.
but
No, that's what I got. I got guys with ribs
You
and
got the
and ankles.
real question.
oh, you got the actual injuries. Yeah, most of mine are like didn't practice on Wednesday, but then put in a full session on Thursday. So they're still listed as questionable because they missed practice earlier in the week, but they're going to play. So
No, all mine are like, well, if they practice on Friday, they might see some time. Like, oh, shit.
What does sometime mean?
And I'm trying to scramble, find all these positions to fill. And
It's tough being the owner of a team.
it is. It is. So
It's almost like
hard life.
running your own plantation.
exactly like
It's
that.
kind of hard to have them play football in chains, though. Just like it's hard to pick cotton in chains. So
why do you think they built those stadiums like that, man? You can't get out of there easy.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a maze. Yeah, let them go.
You know, I have no idea what this is going to be, but we haven't heard from Nancy Pelosi in a while, so let's see what she's got going on.
And we saved the planet. We're saving the planet with record $360 billion to save the planet and generating jobs and cleaner air and cleaner water and jobs and security for our country. And we saved the planet. We're saving the planet with
Do they
So
all?
she-
Planet.
None of them can talk. They all say the same things over and over again. Like they just say the same words. Like that. Is that because do you think they like don't know, or because they can't remember all the talking points they were given, or that is the talking point? Like just say the same
I
thing
don't think there's
twice
a
and then no
mind
one will
there with
follow it.
most of them anymore.
How old is she? Is she in her 80s?
Pushing 100.
I think she's in her early 70s.
Okay. There's got to be an age limit, man. There's got to be an age limit, or just like term limits or something, because it's insane.
What would you set the age limit at?
Retirement age.
65.
Like if you're old enough to retire, then you're old enough to get the fuck out of Congress.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. Like, if voting, right? You probably should own something that's being taxed. You should have some, you know what I mean? If you're not paying, like if I have no bearing on taxes, if they don't matter to me, then I shouldn't be able to vote because I don't, you know, I'm not screwing myself. It's the same thing with that. Like if you're, you know, kind of old and hanging on, right? Or if you're too young and you haven't lived anything yet, you know, probably shouldn't be running for political office either. Disconnected.
Sounds like Clyde went back and listened to my episode where I laid out all the reasons that voting should be more restrictive, not less restrictive.
No, I
Completely
think
shameless, isn't it?
I gave you those ideas and you put them into a episode.
Might be
If I
it.
recall correctly.
Pretty sure I did the episode before we started doing this show, but
That's okay. I've been saying these things for years.
so have I. Are you my long lost brother?
No, please.
Oh, we found Mark's long lost brother,
Oh boy.
former Packers punter Tim Masthay. They're dead ringer twins. If you don't know who that is, look it up. Magoo.
Oh, you're not. I thought you had a picture, but no.
No,
you're
I don't have
just
the picture pulled
throwing
up.
it out there.
Come on, man. You can't do that. That's like
Sorry.
I may show up to the next show with a much shorter haircut and just a Clyde stash. I don't know.
Yes,
We'll see.
do the Clyde stash.
I can't. I don't want people to think that I'm a pedo.
well, look, I can't grow a beard. It's like patchy.
No, you can pull it
So,
off. You don't look like a pedo, even though we make jokes about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
this-
could see
this-
that.
Look at
He
this
grew his
buddy,
hair
guys.
long a little bit.
I mean, did you see that lesbian picture of Mark from the night before? I think pretty dead close.
No, I don't remember that.
Why did they remove the Packers logo from his jersey? in that
Yeah, I
picture?
was just looking at it. It seemed kind of weird.
I'm trying to remember why it is they do that. That might have been his rookie.
'Cause he didn't-
That might have been
didn't-
his rookie photo, like
Oh,
after he got drafted, but before he actually like joined the team and got his like jersey number and stuff. Like they have him wear the generic jersey so that you can
He has
you
to
know
earn his,
you know what team they're playing for.
he has to earn his stripes,
Yeah,
or in this case, logo.
yeah, you gotta earn that cheesehead. Here we go. This is the look that Mark is coming on the show with next week.
oh boy.
I feel like I have like the perplexed look down. I just need to get the rest of it.
I actually knew Tim's brother. We played basketball and ran track against each other, and we were pretty good friends in high school.
Played volleyball with him too.
Yeah, that's
Just
Lots.
one-on-one volleyball on
Volleyball.
the beach.
lots of
Volleyball.
volleyball.
We're gonna toss this little white ball around.
Yeah, just
Catch
smacking
it.
around. Good God, what a bunch of retards.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.